Chris Kitchen, and today we are doing a very special dish, and you can see it right here. We're doing oxtails, folks. Oxtails and beans, right? And I've always wanted to do some oxtails for you guys, but never get a chance to. Anyway, here we have about 4 pounds of oxtails. Yes, we're doing about 4 pounds of oxtails, and I'm gonna start the marinating process right now. We have a bunch of garlic, maybe one full bulb, a bulb they call it, right? Of garlic. Yeah, you can use as much garlic as you like. We have 1 onion here. We have a bunch of scallions. Maybe about. This is about 6 stalk. This is small scallions, so we're using as much as we can out of it. And we have some thyme. We have a piece of ginger here. And we have some, other seasoning. We have some pimento. We have some whole cloves. We have garlic powder. Yeah. We have browning, which is something that most Americans may not know of. This is browning. And of course, we're using trusty Grace brand from Jamaica. Yeah, Grace Kennedy and Company browning. Browning is a caramel colored food. It's a food coloring. Yeah, but it gives it a caramel coloring and make it nice and dark and nice, And as usual, I always have my little extra special seasoning. I have some ponzu seasoning, which is soya sauce, and it has a little bit of citrus effect. And then I have a little bit of mojo because we in Miami, so we're gonna do some mojo in the marinade. Now marinade is pretty much just putting seasoning on the meat and make the meat stay overnight, right? You want your meat to be nice and juicy and spicy, you have to marinate your meat, all right? So and me wanna work with the camera, so me have to cut up them things and then add it to it, and we marinate with meat. Show you the finished product, show you when me add the stuff them in just a little bit. Okay, so now I have already cut up my seasoning and put it in. My scallions, onions, garlic, and ginger. I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna put in thyme as well. And I put in some pimento seeds and some whole cloves, right? Put that in because it's beef. So you wanna put stuff that will hold up to the beef and make it work out nice, right? I'm going to put some paprika. This is where my powdered seasoning come in now. Alright, so I'm going to put in some paprika. I'm not put too much. Every time I put in, I have to stir it. And I'm going to put some garlic powder. Alright, and then I'm going to stir it. Because through my whole camera red one on. Yeah, I have to stir it. That's enough of the dry ingredients. Now I'm gonna put some mojo, and mojo is a Spanish based, citrusy type of dressing. So I'm not gonna add a lot, but I know it can add that little extra special kick. All right, and as I said, this is the marinating process. This is the most important aspect of it. If the marinade work, the whole cooking is a breeze. I'm gonna put some of the ponzu soya sauce. Again, I'm not use too much. Now I have a secret ingredients here that works very good with beef and them something. It's Moore's original marinade, and I'm gonna add some of that. I will not skimp on the Moors because I know it works very well, folks. And the final thing that I'm going to put in is my browning. Now, if you notice the browning, when I'm adding it, look at that. I have to add it in a very small amount. You can't overdo the browning because if you put too much browning, then your meat becomes black. So once you add the browning, you go through now and you mix it in. You see that? And I'm gonna spend some time making sure that this marinade seeps properly in the meat, and I will show you the finished marinade. And I'm gonna put a little bit of oil, folks. Here you have to put some oil. Forget everything for permeate. Yeah? So I'm gonna add a little oil. Yeah, see that? This is what you call marinade. Now, I added a little bit of sugar. I added some black pepper. And now this is ready to transfer back into my kitchen bowl. And this is gonna go in the fridge overnight. And then tomorrow we put on the food. Yes, man. So that's the marinating process, folks. All right. So I have marinated my meat. Yes, and this was in the refrigerator overnight. And the next thing that I'm gonna do now is to add it to my pot. Now my pot has been preheated, and I just put about maybe 4 tablespoons, maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons of oil in it, and I know it is hot already. And so now I'm gonna add my meat to the oil, and we start the job. Pass this. Yeah. What I'm gonna try to do at this stage, I'm gonna try to brown the oxtails, because I'm gonna put them in the pressure cooker for a little bit. But before I do that, I want to brown my oxtail first. Yeah. So taking out my oxtails, taking off some of the marinade, the seasonings, you know, because you don't want the seasoning burn. And yeah, and then you brown them in another pot. Alright. Now when you brown it and pressure cook it, what happens is the meat stays on the bone. If you just dump it in a pressure cooker like that, by the time you start pressure it for a little bit, the meat fall off the bone, and then you end up with a whole lot of bones in the oxtails. So when you brown it like this, even after you pressure it, it still remains on the bone. You get what I'm saying? So that's the whole reason why you do this. So the browning process, I have to do it in this big container. Normally, you can brown it in your pressure cooker as well. But because I know my pressure cooker start a little bit, I want to brown it in another pot, so I can stir the meat a little bit, you know? See it like that? Yeah. And the browning process is not the cooking process. It's just to sort of make the meat get firm, to make the meat firm up and start to get a brown consistency. Yeah? So may I mess up the place. Alright. There is the meat. I've already put the meat in the pot, and it's what they call, the process is called browning. And as I said, it's just like a braising going on here to get everything firm up, catch some flavors, you know, and stuff. This is gonna happen for a little while because of the amount of meat that I have in my pot. Normally, if you have less meat in the pot, the process takes a lot. It's a lot quicker, you know. And I've left the pot unclosed so that the process don't become boiling or steaming, you understand? And yeah, this is, some people finish the oxtail in the same braising process, you know. So you can do that if you don't want pressure it. You just put it on and yeah, and make it go and do its thing just like this. And you tip some water when it needed, and make it go and cook like that, you know. But yeah, I might put it in the pressure cooker because I don't want it to stay too long. You understand? But yeah, this is what's going on right now. And as soon as this is gonna happen for maybe about 15 minutes, again, depending on the amount of meat that you're using, I'm doing about 4 pounds. Depending on the amount of meat that you're using and how firm you want your meat to be, you do this about 15 minutes, then you transfer it to your pressure cooker. This is what I am doing. You transfer this into your pressure cooker and you pressure for another 15 minutes and you test for doneness. You want the meat to be firm, but at the same time to not stick to the bone, because these are some heavy and tough bones, right? So yeah, right now this process is gonna take about 15 minutes, and then we move on to the next process. Keep turning it, keep stirring it and turning it. Don't allow it to burn, but allow it to firm up nicely and start to catch color. That's what we say in Jamaica. Make it get some color, and then from there, so now the next step. You understand what I say? Remember, I told you. Yes, man. Now the browning process is taking effect. You can see that the meat itself has reduced a little bit. And if I should move this, you see some smokums at the bottom. Yeah, this is what we call gibberish at the bottom, the little gibblings, yeah? Now we have to be careful with this, because if this burns at the bottom of the pot, then the whole meal shall become bitter. So at this stage, you want to put a little water to deglaze the pot, yeah? And if you're gonna transfer it to your pressure cooker, now is when you want to transfer it. As soon as you rake up this stuff at the bottom, you want to transfer it. Or if you want to cook it in the pot that it is in presently, if you don't want to use a pressure cooker, this is where you start braising now, alright? Yeah? So this is what I'm doing now. I'm gonna deglaze the pot and then transfer it to my pressure cooker. Yeah? Yes, sir. So now I put the meat in my pressure cooker, and this is the marinating liquid, all of the marinating juice. I'm going to put it in it, and also the braising liquid, all that I was braising it with. Yes, man. And you notice how the pot is glazed, see there? You would not believe it. You just put some water and then you make the heat do the rest of the job. You understand? Of deglazing it, alright? And I'm gonna fill my pressure cooker now with more water. The boy abandoned me. The little boy was helping me and him abandoned me. So I'm gonna put some more water in the pressure cooker. Yeah, about that. And then once this come up to a boil, I'm gonna put on my pressure, the cover on the pressure cooker.
So right now you're gonna put in the rest of the water into the pan.
Yeah, rinse out this. That was the pot the bowl that I was marinating the meat in.
Then you turn down the stove.
Turn it up.
Turn it up.
And then I'm gonna put the lid on the pressure cooker. And be careful, folks. The pressure cooker thing is not for the faint of heart. All right. Now I like this pressure cooker that I have because it has these two big metal something right here, so to hold the cover, and you tighten it. But don't mess around with pressure cooker because it's a serious piece of equipment that can explode and cause serious bodily damage. Okay, so we this is the final stage now. We take it out of the pressure cooker, and I'm just readjusting the seasoning, adding some more ingredients, and it just going to make it stew down a little bit now. Yeah, drop some pepper. I put a little bit of green seasoning, not a lot, because I don't want to overly change the taste. Half of an onion, yellow onion. And this is, as I said, this is just adjustment to thicken it up and make some gravy. I could put some ketchup and stuff in it as well. Some scallions or green onion. Normally I cut these on the cutting board, but I can't bother. So just deal with it, folks. Deal with it. How it looks so far?
Me attack or them?
Me attack you.
It look good. Very delicious. Look at the brown pretty color.
I'm going to use brown here.
So
I
magnificent.
put some carrot. These are 2 medium-sized carrot. And I'm just gonna stir this up a little bit. Yeah. Now you don't really want to over stir this, you don't want to overdo it, because by this time the meat is relatively tender and you don't want it to fall off the bone. Now remember the browning process when we got through? That's what make this meat stay on this bone after pressuring. You understand? See? Start to look like oxtails. And some people don't put carrot in them oxtail, but me want the little vegetable kind of the staff of life. For the ketchup. Can't find no ketchup.
We don't have any. Use those.
And use some oyster flavor sauce. A little bit of oyster flavor sauce. And we have the little store ketchup then we're going to use that. We're not going to ketchup.
Don't act show off when you go to a restaurant. Carry home the pack ketchup. Because it might be a lifesaver.
Can't believe so we don't have no ketchup, you know.
Yeah, but there's some in the cupboard, but there's just none open and out.
Yeah, about 5 of them pack ketchup, yeah. That's 5 tablespoons.
It's so ghetto. Oh my
Made on
God.
business. It will come out good. It's still Grace or Heinz. Hey, when you see this next, you're going to see it on the plate. Alright? So we just start putting some ketchup, as I say. And you flavor your thing how you want it. Yes, you may say. There's no hard and fast to it. So that's about 4 tablespoons of ketchup. And you just have to make this thing stay and permeate. Yeah? And the last thing that we're gonna put is the buttered beans. You put the butter bean last because you don't want them mash out and start to make the pot start to get too thick, you know? Oh, look good? Yeah, that's my version. Alright, so I'm put the butter bean last. So the final thing now with the butter bean. Yeah. See there? And you just stir the pot again. We might have to use 2 butter beans. So that's 1 can of butter beans. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Alright. And you stir him and you make him permeate. Alright, folks.
Yeah. So this is the finished oxtails and beans. And we just serve it up with some rice and peas, some homemade mac and cheese, olive blanc, and some fresh garden salad. Yeah, this is how it looks. Awesomeness. Can't wait to dig in this nice, juicy, delicious Sunday dinner type dinner. Blessing. Anyway, as usual, stay tuned. Remember to like, rate, subscribe, and follow Yardie Belly in a Foreign on YouTube, and tell your friend them, cause what?
On YouTube?
That's how the thing go. Yeah, YouTube.